everybody, Tim Norris here, aka GreyElephant.
And Carmen Norris.
And welcome to another exciting life play by GreyElephant Game. We're back, baby! What are we playing?
Today we are playing Arkham Horror, the card game.
That's right, this was sent to us by Asmodee North America Fantasy Flight. We are going to play through the first scenario of the game, which is, what's it called? I don't even know what it's called, but there's 3 scenarios that come in this box. We're going to play the first one here. I will be playing the All This and Brains 2, Daisy Walker, and who will you be?
I am playing Skids O'Toole.
Skids.
Yes, he is on the run.
Yeah, Skids is on the run. All right, everybody, here we are. We're playing Arkham Horror, the card game. And as usual, I am here with my beautiful bride, Carmen. You can say hellos. I will be playing as Daisy Walker. I am all this and brains too. I'm the librarian. Now, we do have some... why don't I flip the card over to the other side? We do have some abilities that are listed here on our character. We'll go over those as we start playing the game. These represent resources that we'll be spending on cards. If you notice, they have a cost up here to be able to put them from, this would be basically in our hand, up into our tableau. We have a situation. We are here in the study, but I don't want to give away too much. We'll explain here in a second with the story of why we're in the study. Carmen, who are you?
I am Skids O'Toole, the ex-con.
I'm with a convict? My goodness, don't take advantage of me, sir. All right, so let's read a little bit, and we're going to set up the scenario, and then we're going to get into play, and we'll explain how the game works as we play. It is Friday, September 1925, Arkham, Massachusetts. It is the end of a long and abnormally hot summer. The first hints of autumn beckon, but a heavy heat persists, relentless. A silent, unspoken anger grips the town. Tempers are short, and in the last week alone, there have been numerous reports of townspeople come into heated, violent blows with one another over simple misunderstandings. And now a call from James Hankerson. He claims to have found a dismembered body in his barn. Blaming the weather would be too easy, and kind of weird. There is something wrong with this town, and not a whole lot this old soothsayer can do to stop the slide. My augurs indicate a small group of investigators will soon take note of these strange happenings and set forth to make things right. I'll be watching their progress, but I will not be holding my breath. All right, so that's the setup. Now, well, we've got a little bit more setup. Let's go through that real quick. The Gathering, Part 1. You and your partner have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Carmen keeps scratching her leg, and it's funny.
I'm actually trying to take my boots off.
Over the past few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten, most likely from the weather, I'm sure. The police and newspaper have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe there is something else going on. You are gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. Yeah, we've already decided we're going to make Carmen the lead investigator. And now, just a couple more quick things to read. We are going to go. All right, we've got 2 things here. This is the agenda. This is the act, okay? We want to get through the acts, there's 3 of them, before the agendas, okay? We don't want the agendas. The agendas are bad. The acts are good, okay? So here we are, Agenda 1. What's going on? It is late at night. You are holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting Carmen? Strange chanting coming down from the parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning as if something were digging beneath the floor. Ooh, good digging noises, son. Very good digging. Okay. Act. Here we are. As you leap to investigate, because there's chanting and digging, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only a solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. Okay.
Guess I just got a nap in here.
Yeah, no joke, man. Grab a blanket and book. This tells you how many clues are required per investigator to be able to get through Act 1. So we need a total of 4 clues. And if you notice, we are here in the study. The study has a shroud of 2, which we'll go over that here in a bit. And of course, it will have 2 clues on it per investigator. And we have a total of 2 investigators. So, all right. I think best to try to explain the game is we just jump right into it. We do have 5 cards. We have our 5 resources. Carmen is the lead investigator. We do decide between the two of us which one of us will take their turn first. Now let's take a look at that real fast so that you understand what I mean. We do have a round sequence. We skip the mythos phase in the first round, so we go straight into the investigation phase. In the investigation phase, we each have 3 actions we can take. Here are the actions we can take. We can draw cards or gain resources. We can play cards from our hand into our tableau. We can activate cards that have that arrow ability. We can move from one room to the next. Investigate is how we get clues. We can fight monsters, or we can engage them, which means we take them from somebody else's engagement zone and move them into our own, or we can attempt to just try to run away from them. So those are the actions we can take. And Carmen, you want to be first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, go over to Carmen.
All right, well, right now we just have to get these 4 clues and maybe prepare.
But I am the good clue searcher.
Yeah, well, see, it requires a a lore test, and my lore is only a 3.
Mine's a 5.
Yours is a 5, so yeah. Well, first, I think I'll put my machete out, because that's a really good weapon. It's going to cost me 3 to put in my tableau, and that is 1 action.
And that costs 3 resources, so I'll help you with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, I think I will draw a card, and we'll see what I can get.
You know, these resources look like crates.
What is this? Backstab.
Wah, wah, wah. That's actually really good.
This attack uses flight instead of strength.
It uses evade instead of strength.
Evade, okay, and it deals +2 damage too.
Yeah, and if you notice, your evade is better than your strength, so that's really good. So you still got 1 action to go.
1 action left. I feel like if I investigate, I'm probably going to fail, but I think it's worth it. Let's just try.
I mean, I still, the way that we've always been really successful in our practice
I
games
usually don't investigate.
is that I investigate.
All right, I'll take one of these then. How's that?
Okay.
That way I can put another weapon out or something.
Yeah. All right, so I've got some really good cards. Now, one thing that she is good at is, now you only get 3 actions, but if you notice here, you may take an additional action during your turn, which can only be used on a tome ability. So a tome would be typically always a brown card. There are some, I believe, purple cards, though, that are tomes. But if you notice this one right here, an item, a tome. So I want to get this into play immediately. Now, if you notice, it has a hand symbol, which means I can only have 2 cards out that have hand symbols at one time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the 2 resources required for my first action, and I'm going to get that tome out. Now what it's saying is that choose an investigator at your location, and then I test my lore 2, and if I'm successful, you heal 1 damage from an investigator. If you fail, you deal 1 damage. So this is a way we can hopefully keep ourselves alive. Alright, so that was 1 action to get that up in there. For my second action, I'm going to use scrying. I'm going to put that up there. And if you notice, it says it uses 3 charges, so it's going to cost me 1 to put it up there first. And then I'm going to put 3 on it so that I can track its usage. And if you see here, it says it's a spell. So it's going to allow me, as an action, to exhaust this and spend a charge. And then we can look at the top 3 cards of any investigator deck or the encounter deck and return them to in any order that we wish. Alright, so that was 2 actions so far. For my third action, I am going to try to do an investigation. So I'm going to try to gain one of these clues. Now if you notice, it says a 2 here in this black circle. What that means is that there's a shroud of 2. That works against my ability here. So I have a 5, but that shroud is going to immediately make that just a 3. So I've got a 3 at this moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a card that's going to help me to investigate. First off, you notice right here it's got a book, okay? That means it's going to work towards my lore 1 point. So that's going to make me a +4. Notice that it is a skill as well. It does not cost anything because this is a skill thingy here. And if you notice, it says practice. If this skill test is successful while investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue at that location. So what this is saying is I'm going to discard it. I'm going to now add that +1 to my characters and subtract that, so that's going to make me a 4. So as long as I'm successful by pulling one of these tokens out of here, and I am, because I'm only a -2, which means I'm still a +2, okay? That means I am now going to discover not just 1, but 2 clues off of our location. All right, so that would have been my third action, so I am done with all my actions. So what we do is we move into the next phase of the game, which would be the enemy phase. Well, there are no enemies out on the board at the moment, so this is not going to make a difference. So we're going to go straight down to the fourth phase, which would be the upkeep phase. So if we had our characters laying down as cards, we would flip them up and make them active. If we had any exhausted cards, we would make those ready. Now each investigator draws one card and gains a resource. And then you have to check your hand size because you can only have 8 cards down here in your hand at one time. So I'm going to gain a resource and I am going to draw a card. Okay, if you notice, he's got health down here, which means I can apply damage and sanity to him. All right, now that we're done with that, we will go back up here and we're going to do the Mythos phase. So we're going to place 1 Doom on the agenda. Carmen, can you place a Doom on the agenda? Okay, now if you notice, we've got 1 Doom on it. See that 3 right there? Once we get 3 Doom on there, we go to the next level of the agenda, which we don't want that to happen. The further it goes, we can actually have very, very bad things if this goes all the way through the agenda deck. We have to advance through the act deck before the agenda deck. So it's good for us to build up in maybe the first couple of rounds, but after that, you got to get going. All right, advance the agenda if Doom threshold is satisfied. It's not. Each investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck, and then after we're done with this, we're going to go back into the investigation phase. So, all right, so Carmen gets 1, and I get 1. I got Grasping Hands. Carmen, what did you get?
My swarm of rats.
All right, and we'll go over what happens with the swarm of rats later. They're not going to do anything right now, but they are in her engagement zone. That means she's got rats all over her. All right, that's disgusting. So, all right, so this is going to be something that just takes place immediately. So it's a treachery, Grasping Hands. Revelation, test my evade, and I have to be successful. See, you see the 3, so I have to exceed or match or exceed 3, and for each point I fail, I take 1 damage. So not a good card at all for me. So all right, I don't have anything to help me to try to evade this any better than what I can. Do you have any cards? Because we are in the same room, so Carmen could play a card with evade on it if she wanted to, but I don't really see anything over there that I'd rather her just keep what she has. It'd be
I
better.
like backstab.
The bad part is my evade is only a 2, so I'm definitely going to end up taking at least 1 damage. Now my character only has 5 health. That's where hopefully this thing right here is going to keep me alive. So all right, let's see. It's a gamble right now, to be honest.
Maybe you'll get a plus something.
I got only a -1, so that means I just take 2 damage, which that's not too bad. It could have been worse. Could have been 3 damage, right? Yeah, if I would have gotten a plus something, that would have been awesome. All right, so that's the end of that. Now we're going to go back into our investigator phase. So Carmen and I will talk a little bit off camera on who should go first and kind of come up with a strategy of what we're going to do next. All right, so we decided I'm just going to go first because it's really not going to be that big of a deal. So I'm going to play my emergency catch. So if you notice, it just says gain 3 resources. So for my first action, I will just gain 3 resources. 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to leave 3 in. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to spend a 4th right here because I want to get this guy in. This is Dr. Milan Christopher. And if you notice, he gives me +1 to my investigation, my lore. And he says that after you successfully investigate, I gain a resource. So this guy could keep feeding me resources, which is a good thing. So speaking of investigating, I think that let's do this. Let's just investigate. So I am a 5, I am a 6, and the shroud is 2, so I am a +4. So as long as I match or exceed the value, and this is good because if you notice down here, the star, it says effect, +0. If you succeed, draw 1 card for each tomb you control. So it's not giving me a bonus, but because I control a tomb and I was successful, I just got to draw a card for no reason.
Yay.
So fantastic. That's what we needed to happen. Plus, I was successful and I get to gain the 3rd clue off of this location. So now Carmen is in a situation where she's got a monster, so you're going to get to see her fight a monster, and then we'll have to decide what we're going to do if we want to get this last clue off or not. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew I did get my resource because this guy gives it to me if I'm successful investigating. So,
Okie dokie.
all right, you ready to kick some rats around?
I'm ready to kick the rats. I have my machete, which gives me a +1, and This is the only enemy engaged with me, so it gives me +1 damage, but it doesn't matter because they only have a health of 1 anyways.
So, real quick, so
yes.
this is the test. It's a strength test, and you need to beat a 1. This is their health, and if you wanted to try to evade them, that's what you would have to exceed on the test. So right now, she's going to do a strength test of 1. They have a health of 1, so if she's successful, she kills them and they're gone.
Right. Alrighty, let's do this. I have 3, 4.
And blump. And
Stars!
It's your star. So what's your star say
My
on your...
star is really
I think
nice.
you gained 2 resources, didn't you?
It is +2, and if you succeed, you gain 2 resources.
Yeah, so there you go. There's 2 resources,
Nice.
and the rats are dead. That was
Okay.
really cool. Both of us drew the star out. There's only 1 in that bag.
Sweet.
So you've got 2 more actions to go. Do you want to try to pull the last clue off, or what do you want to
Yeah,
do?
let's do this. What is my investigation?
It's a 3,
3.
so it's not fantastic.
Yeah, let's just try.
Okay.
Just see what happens.
I like your attitude.
Let's do this.
And that would be a fail because you're a -1 right now. So do you want to try again?
Yeah, let's
All
just
right,
do
for your last action. All right.
Yes!
You did it. Good job. All right. So now we decide pretty much when we want to advance. Carmen and I have learned the hard way that you never advance until you're done with the mythos phase. So, Carmen had turned the camera off when I was telling you guys. I didn't realize it. Okay. We do have the clues. We have the amount of clues we need to advance the act. However, Carmen and I have learned the hard way. We do that after the mythos phase because there's... And look, this is because we've played this scenario so many times. We know there's certain monsters that go certain places, and if those places are not revealed yet, they don't go out.
Monsters
And
go away.
We would rather not have to fight them if we don't have to. So, we're going to go to enemy phase, which there's no enemies, to the upkeep phase. So we're going to reset all actions. All this is basically going to be right now is that we're just going to get a resource, and we're going to draw a card. My head fell off. Okay. Now we're going to go into the mythos phase, which means we do put a doom up here on this card. We would advance it if we met the threshold, which it's not. We've got 1 more still to go. Now we do this here, and we'll see if... I just got a ghoul minion. That stinks. What did you get?
Dissonant voices.
Okay, what's that do?
Put dissonant voices into play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events. Oh, that really stinks.
Yeah, it really does, but it's only for 1 round, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to turn the camera off and think about what we want to do here, and when we come back, action.
All right.
I got a monster on me.
I'll save you, baby.
You got to help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Okay, here's the thing. My machete gets +1 for the attack, and then if the attacked enemy is the only enemy engaged with you, this attack deals +1 damage. I am not engaged with the ghoul minion.
So did he turn down your proposal?
I could attack him twice,
but
I'm taking the chance that I am going to hit
yeah.
Daisy each time I do that.
Yeah, if she
because
fails,
he's engaged with Daisy.
right? So
Yes.
he's engaged with me. So if she attacks and fails, then I take to the point of damage,
Right.
which that's not good. So she's going to spend her first action to engage.
That's 1 action to just bring him on over here.
Bring him on over.
Okay, and then I've got to hit him for 2 points, which is no problem with my machete. Let's see. He's a 2, and I've got 4 right now. Do I want to add more to that?
That's up to you. I mean, I do have attack cards, but I'd rather probably save those.
I think I'll just go for it.
Yeah, you got 2 chances to get him. Okay, so if we look up here, it is a -1, and if you fail, you take a whore. But you did not fail.
I did not fail.
So he is dead, which means
goodbye.
he just goes away, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Okay, and then I have 1 more action.
So let's go ahead and we'll advance our act. Does that sound good?
Cool.
So I will spend my 3 clues. You spend your 1 clue. All right, so if we look on the back of here, we are going to advance it. Carmen, why don't you read everybody?
Let's do this. You notice that the edges of your newly purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study.
You know, that rug brought the whole room together.
You slowly turn the knob, and the door swings open, revealing your hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet in soft dirt. The doors of the study slam shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rot and decay. Okay, now we put into play the hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor.
All right.
Discard each enemy in the study and place each investigator in the hallway.
Okay.
Remove the study from the game.
All right, I got the study out. So now there's
go.
something else that goes on. Read more. You got to keep going.
No, there's
now that
not.
is it. Okay,
That's
I'm sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. Okay, you ready? So now we're going to go into Act 2.
Now, the barrier.
Dun, dun,
A
dun.
glowing barrier blocks the path to your parlor. As you move toward it, intense heat forces you to back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or attic that can help. Objective. When the round ends, investigators in the hallway may, as a group, spend the requisite number of clues to advance.
All right, you still got one action.
I still have one action, so why don't I just mosey on down to the center?
Are you able to move with your dissonant voices?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, so you're going to go down here?
Uh-huh.
All right, you ready? Flip it over and...
As you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. Well, that stinks. Your cellar seems to have been replaced with an underground network of icy tunnels and caverns. The cold chills you to the core. That must be why I took a damage. I'm cold.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Or maybe it's just because you were shocked that they screwed up your cellar.
My cellar!
All right, I'm thinking I'll just move down there with you if it's all the same.
Come down here. It's cold down here.
Baby, it's cold down here. Okay, so if you notice, the shroud is a 4, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to gain the clues we need down here. If you notice, there should have been 4 clues placed on there. We'll go ahead and do
I don't
now.
do that stuff.
I know you don't. 3 turn to doom. Should have thought about that. So that was one action. For my second action, I think I am going to... Nope, not that one.
Get
This
those
one.
clues.
Right here, Arcane Studies. I could spend resources to gain +1 for mind or for lore. And we're going to place that out there. And that costs me 2, so I'll spend 2 resources. Because this is going to be difficult because a +4 shroud is pretty high.
I need my flashlight.
Third action, I am going to investigate. So I've got 5. I've got 6. I'm going to spend the 1 resource. So I've got +7. So I am a +3 when I take the shroud out. So, all right. -2, so I am good. So I was successful, which means, of course, he gives me a resource. So these two are going to bounce off of each other pretty fantastically. So, all right, and that did gain 1 of those. We are done with all 3 of our actions this round, so we are going to go into the monster phase, which there are no monsters. Yeah, we're going to go into the upkeep phase. So basically, let's just gain a resource, and we're going to draw another card. And then we're going to go into the mythos phase.
My limit. Ooh, I got my 45 automatic.
So we put the 3rd doom onto this card here. So this ain't good. Let's flip it over. You guys ready? Here we go. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It is almost as if you have been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide. Choose one. Either each investigator discards 1 card at random from his or her hand, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror.
Oh,
Carmen, what do you decide to do?
That's a lot.
I mean, I'm okay if you want to get rid of cards. It stinks because I got good fighting cards, but I'd rather you not take horror and die unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Good cards, though.
You want to take the horror?
Shoot. Let's just do this. I don't want to take 2 horror. That's a lot of horror to be
Just
taking.
choose one of mine.
All right.
Yeah, that was the one I kind of really wanted, but okay. That was going to allow me to use my mind for fight, but oh well. I'm just going to take this one. Damn. Yeah, that was your backstab. That was a good one. Yep. Sorry, sweetheart. Okay.
Well, at least I didn't take 2 horror.
So now we are in the agenda number 2 as well. So let's read this. You ready? Rise of the ghouls. The floor beneath you is given away, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. you probably don't want to be here when they do. If you notice, there is a 7, so whenever the doom reaches 7, then it will advance again. All right, Kermit, here's yours. Here is mine. All right, I got some rats. What did you get?
Rotting remains.
Oh, you got to test your mind, don't you?
Yes. Got to test my willpower for each point I fail by. I take 1 horror.
Can you...
I have guts.
Oh, fantastic. So let's see guts. Flip that around so we can see. So she is going to discard this. It has 2 mind on it. So that's going to add 2 to her already 2 points of mind. So she is at 4. Plus, if she is successful, she gets to draw a card.
I'm wondering if I should add another one. Can I add another one?
Yes, you may.
There. So now I am at
5.
5.
Very good. I think that's pretty good odds. And you're +1, so that's great. So
I get to draw a card.
And you do get to draw. So those 2 are discarded, though. All right, so we're gonna collect our thoughts and see how we want to go about our actions. We'll be right back.
And I am down here. I'm gonna end up fighting the rats, but first I think I will draw a card because I just want to see what I'm gonna get.
But I got rats on me.
It's a tactic. Elusive, disengage from an enemy. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you want to engage him and then fight him, or you just want to try to swing at him and hope you don't miss and smack me in the head with your machete?
If I engage him and fight him, that's all my... I wanted to put this out.
Okay, so
that's...
Put
that out. That's 2
resources. Oh, you need to talk about what you drew, hon.
Oh, yeah.
This is a card I drew last time. It is a weakness.
We each have a special weakness in our decks.
Right. So I had to put it into play in my threat area. And now, when the game ends, if Hospital Deaths has fewer than 6 resources on it, I gain 2 fewer experience points. So I'm going to have to move 1 resource over here. I can do it up to twice per round. It doesn't cost an action.
So you
but
just need at least 6 on it, right?
6 on it, at the end of the game. I'm just going to go ahead and put 2 right now.
I think that's a good idea. And that's not an action. That's just something she just does. So
Right. And now I shall fight the rats.
Okay.
Should I spin? No, they're only a 1. So I'll use my...
You're a 4 right now?
I'll use my machete. That puts me at a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't miss them and hit me in the head with your machete, please. That would really stink. Yay! You didn't hit me with your machete.
Man, my skill
You keep
test
drawing the
is
same
awesome.
ones, I know. Alright, so for me, I am going to just try to pull off these last 3 clues here. So I'm just going to investigate. I will spend a resource, so that'll put me at a 7. And I got the skull, which, if I recall, it only affects if there's ghouls on the board.
Yep.
So there's no ghouls, so I am successful, which means I do get that resource back because of this guy. Just leave it in because I'm going to do it again. So let's pop that in there. Let's see if we can get all these clues. I'm a -4. That means I failed, unfortunately. So, yeah, that stinks. So I'm going to spend another resource. I'm going to do it again. I can't get it. Okay, so I got this one here, which means I'm going to be able to draw a card for each tomb that I have. I've only got 1, and I am successful as well, so I did get 2 of them. There will be 1 left, and I did get a resource, and I get to draw a card as well, which is good. Okay, we go to the enemy phase. There are no enemies, so now we'll go into the upkeep phase, so we're each going to get a resource, and we're going to get to draw a card. Bloop. Okay. And now, unfortunately, I've got both my allies out, so I can only have 1 out at a time, so he's probably going to be done with something else done with him. So now we go into the Mythos phase, so we are going to place 1 doom onto here. And now, Kermit, for you and for me. I got Rotting Remains. What did you get?
Frozen in Fear.
What's it do?
The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight, or evade, it costs 1 additional action. And then at the end of the turn, I test willpower, and if I succeed, I get to discard it.
Nice. All right, so for me, I do have Rotting Remains. So I'm going to test my mind 3 for each point I fail by. I take 1 horror. My mind is a 3. Now, if I wanted to, I could add this to it and spend a resource. No. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I think I might just go for it. My mind's a 9, so I'm not going to sweat that too much. So let's see what I get. And I got the skull again, which there are no ghouls out, so I am successful. So fantastic. All right, so now we're back to our actions. We'll be right back after we talk a little bit about some strategy. All right, so we decided I'll go first. This card's really crappy. It's going to be tough for Carmen to get rid of that thing. So I'm going to go first to try to just gain our last clue off of here right off the bat. Now, Carmen and I talked. She's got a card she's going to help me with.
I'm going to use perception to help you.
Yep, so that's going to give me +2. And if it's successful, you do get to draw a card, just so you know. So that's going to be 2, 3. That's going to put me at 8. I'm not going to spend the resource because I know there's only one instant fail in here. That's the only thing that could stop me from being successful. And I swear to God, guys, I have never drawn this thing out as many times. I've went games I've never drawn this out, and I have done it now 3 times.
The instant fail?
No, the star. I drew it again.
Oh.
I mean, that is incredible. So I did gain this, and I gained a resource because of my guy.
Games where we never even draw this
No,
card.
and this is just insane. I mean, I have practiced this game 6 times, I believe now. I've had games I never, ever, ever draw it out once, and 3 times in one game, and I swear to you, I'm moving my fingers.
Yeah.
I swear, you guys hear it. Okay, so that was one action for me. Now, I do have 2 more actions yet to go. I am thinking I want to put my knife into play because I keep having to bug Carmen to take care of monsters and stuff for me. So that will cost 1 resource, and this will help me to just try to maybe defend myself a little bit. Now, that does take up my second hand action, which does kind of stink. The other thing I'm going to do is this is a free action that I can do because it is a tome, and remember, she does free actions with tomes. I should have already have done this, and I just kept forgetting. I am going to try to heal Carmen. Now it says choose an investigator at your location and test my lore 2. If you succeed, heal 1 damage from that investigator. If you fail, deal 1 damage to that investigator. So I am a 5. We are a 6 total, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. And if I wanted to, I could spend an extra resource. I don't really feel that necessary. So, all right, the only thing that I could fail at is if I draw, and I'm going to shuffle these really good.
I will sue you for malpractice.
All right, so let's draw this one. I'm only a -1, so Carmen, I did heal you. Now, that was a free action I was able to do because of her ability, okay? So now I'm thinking I think I'm just going to walk up here. So I'm going to walk on up here for my last action, and we'll send it over to Carmen and see what she wants to do.
Well, I am stuck here. Hello.
Hi.
I cannot move. So, first of all, once per round I get to do this, so I'm going to do that because I really want to get rid of those.
Okay.
For my action, I think I will put my...
Well, you can move, right?
I can move. It would just cost me 2 actions.
Okay.
I'm going to put this out.
So that's one action.
One action. And then for my second action, I think I will take a resource.
You sure you just don't want to move up here with me in the hallway? Or you don't want to?
No. Okay. I don't want to use 2 actions for that. That's expensive.
Well, I agree.
Okay. Now, I'm trying to decide if I should take another resource or draw a card. I think I'll take another resource.
Okay. I gotcha.
Because there's no guarantee that I'd get a good card. So that's all my actions.
Okay. All right, so we'd go into the enemy phase. There are no enemies, so we're going to go straight into the upkeep phase, which we're going to reset all our cards. We're going to get a resource. We are going to draw a card. Okay. Carmen, you should have tested before anything, you had to do this. You need to test your mind 3. So, what's your mind? It is a 2. Oh, do you have anything else that could help your mind?
I could use this. It'll add 2.
Okay, so that'll add 2 more. So that'll put you at 4, I believe.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I will use this, and I'll give you an additional. Nope, we're not in the same room. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I could spend 1 resource and get another one.
Okay.
With my physical training.
Yep. So that'll put you at what? 5 then? Yes. All right.
Okay, I'm
Come
at 5.
You're good.
Yes.
Excellent. So at least you got rid of that stupid thing. Now discard that, and then give me that one. Thank you. All right, now draw your next card, which I believe you drew another weakness. So
another weakness.
A monster.
Lucky me.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Wow, you just back to back. That sucks. So we each have, this is a basic weakness, all right? The other one, this is a specific weakness. This is a basic. We each have these. Carmen's just getting them all out of the way, I guess. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go into the Mythos phase, which means we're going to place this there, and we're each going to draw a card. So hopefully Carmen gets more monsters. So let's see. So,
oh my gosh.
Oh my God, you are in such trouble. All right, so Revelation for me, I'm going to test my evade 3. For each point you fail, I take 1 damage. I really don't want to fail this, so good thing I drew this right here, my manual dexterity, which is going to add 2 to my evade. My evade is a natural 2, so that puts me at 4. I could get rid of this, which I am, which will put me now at a total of 5 on my evade. So, yeah, we'll just stick with that. So, let's see what happens here. A 0, so I am successful, so I took no damage. Okay,
you
Carmen.
Pass the camera over for
yeah, if you want. Here you go. We'll just spin it around here. There you go.
I got Crypt Chill. I have to test my willpower, and it's 4. If I fail, I discard an asset that I control, and I just put my gun out. So let's just hope I fail. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna try.
But you get to choose the asset.
I'm gonna use this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd get rid of the machete then. So
I'm gonna use this. And spend a resource so that at least I'm at 3.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail even at...
Yeah, so why waste anything? Is that what you're thinking?
I absolutely fail. There is no way for me to... okay.
Well, I mean, I could discard this one here. It's a question mark one, which... Well, no, you're not in my area. I cannot help you. I'm sorry.
Shoot. I guess I'll have to discard the machete.
Yep. Yeah, that's what's going to have to happen. That sucks. So how many charges go on this gun, by the way?
3.
Okay.
Now... I'm wondering if I should keep the machete. Now, the reason is the machete doesn't take ammo. I can use it over and over and over and over.
But I think the gun is more powerful, though, right?
The gun gives you +2 instead of +1.
Yes.
If you succeed by 2 or more, it deals +1 damage.
Yes.
The machete's more likely to deal +1 damage, in my opinion, because it's... if this is the only enemy engaged with you.
I do like the machete an awful lot. You know how I feel about it. That's up to you, though.
I think I'll get rid of the gun. Okay. I just did put it out. That stinks.
Yeah, that does stink. Yeah, but if you didn't put the gun out, you would have lost your machete. So look at it that way.
I mean, I could get rid of physical training.
That goes to your discard.
The problem is, see, I can stack this with a weapon,
yeah,
but I
don't think that's a good idea at all.
I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. So why don't we just keep the camera on you for your 3 actions, because you got like a crap ton of stuff up in front of you to take care of. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight this dude. This. Wow.
Yeah, you're hurting, babe. You're hurting bad. So he does spend 4 resources. Oh, you could spend 4 resources to parlay with him.
Okay.
The only problem is that you don't have 4 resources.
I could hit him twice, and he would be dead.
Yeah. He's got a 4 strength though, so he's not easy.
Sheesh, this is bad.
Yeah.
If I evade him, what happens?
You would exhaust him if you evade him.
He'd come after me again, wouldn't he?
Well, but then that would allow you then to try to get the resources you need to maybe parlay.
I really don't want to spend resources on him.
I think you should fight him. I've got cards to help you fight him.
Okay.
But I can't use him, damn it. You're not in my room. That's why you should have moved. Ugh.
If I spend resources to fight him, then what's... I'm just going to fight him. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm at, what, 3? I'm at 4? I'm only at 4. Ugh.
Yeah.
Should have kept the gun.
That's what I was trying to tell you, but it's okay. All right, so you're just 4?
Yeah.
All right.
See what happens, I guess.
That's an insta-fail.
Great.
Yeah, that's the insta-fail, guys. It
so he hurts me.
No, he doesn't have retaliate.
Oh, okay.
No, you're fine. You just going to attack again?
I'm
Are you not spending the resource to get the +1 attack? Why?
Because I don't want to spend my resources.
Carmen, you need the +1. All right, you do what you want to do. There! See? If you would have had the +1, you would have hit him! Carmen! Ugh! You're breaking my heart. All right.
Now there's no point to me even fighting him.
Well, you gotta do something. He's gonna just keep beating on you.
Sheesh.
You should have spent the resource, and you're not spending it again? Okay, that's at least good this time. So this is a combo. So
this gives me a +2, and if I succeed, I gain 2 resources.
Yeah, so there's the resources you need, by the way, to be able to parlay if you wanted. But it does cost an action for you to parlay, so you can't do it.
So that's all
yet.
my actions.
But he does take 2 damage, right? Because of your machete?
Yeah.
So you can kill him on your next turn. So
okay. Now, I've got to decide if I want to just get rid of my debts.
I probably would.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, at least that's done. Goodbye. But of course, that could be done at any time. I wouldn't do it yet.
Fine. Okay. I don't want to parlay him. I already fought him.
I could come down there and stab him for you. I did get my knife out, and I have a bonus on my attack. You want me to do that, or you think it's better that I just go into the attic and just keep this ball rolling for clues?
Go in the attic.
Okay.
He's only going to hit me once.
All right. I just wanted to check. I didn't know. All right. So we're going to go into the attic. So forced. You enter the attic, take 1 horror. It says, the bloody carcass of a malformed beast swings from a meat-hooked chain to the ceiling. Blood drains slowly from the carcass, dripping into a small barrel. Delicious. So let's move on up into here, and I will take 1 horror. 2 horrors, please. And I'm going to spend my next couple of actions just trying to investigate. So I am at a 5. I am at a 6. So let's do this. Something just popped out of there. -1, that is successful. Okay. And that's the insta fail. So I do gain a resource and a clue for the 1 success. But then unfortunately, wow, so all of a sudden both you and I all of a sudden start pulling out the insta fail.
Go from start to insta fail.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, so now we go into the enemy phase. Carmen does have an enemy on her, so he is going to hit her. If you notice, it's got just 1 wound damage, so she's going to take 1 wound for that, unfortunately. Now, you do have an elusive thing down there. What's that do, your card?
Fast. Play only during your turn. Disengage from each enemy engaged with you and move to a revealed location with no enemies.
Why didn't you do that? That would have been pretty cool, huh? Then you could have moved up in here with me, up into the attic, and we could have been like powwowing up here in the attic while he's chasing you.
Let's pretend like I did that.
Too late now. All right, so he hit you. Now we're going to go into our phase, which means we gain a resource and we get to draw a card as well. Hey, look at it this way. You got all your nasty cards out of the way. Isn't that a good thing? All right, now we are going to go into the Mythos phase, which means we're going to put a Doom on there, and we each get a card. Obscuring Fog. So this is basically, this is going to make this area a +2 shroud. So now it's a 3 instead of a 1. What did you get, Carmen?
Obscuring Fog.
Well, that doesn't matter.
At least it goes down here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There's no clues to get.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to go into our actions. So we might as well just let Carmen go first, and hopefully she can finish this guy off.
This is what I was saying nice about. I got my emergency cash. It would have been nice to have those resources, and then I could have got rid of the stupid mob enforcer, but now it's just a little too late.
But you're going to kill him right now anyways.
I will, but I mean, I could
I'm just going to get rid of this. You ain't going to...
Of course, I could have disengaged him and been up there with you,
well,
too.
You could have done that if you had paid attention to your card.
I still could if I want to play the card just to not use actions to move up there with you.
I'll just kill him. Be done with it.
Okay, so...
Now this time spend a resource because you're going to have your emergency catch.
Ta-da!
There you go.
That gives me +1. That gives me +2. I am at 5. He's a 4.
Yep.
Let's do this.
And -4. Gosh. So you failed. All right. Well, do it again. You're not doing the resource this time?
You know what? I think I'm just going to run from him.
Don't run from him.
That's silly. I will. I'll do the resource. Okay, so I'm at 5.
There you go. You got him. All right.
Bye.
jerk.
Bye-bye.
Go away.
And he just goes in your discard. All right.
Sheesh.
So that was only 2 actions. You got 1 action left. What do you want to do? You want to come up here?
For 1 action? I can't. I'll be in the hallway. Jeez.
Well, I mean, you can start making your
Hi.
way. You've been playing down in the cellar all this time.
Because we agreed that it was stupid for me to use 2 actions just to move into the hallway.
We did not agree to that. I told you to move into the hallway. You agreed to it, which is fine. But, this is what happens when you don't listen to me.
I am my own person.
I'm my own man! Well, that obscuring fog made things a little bit more complicated. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to this. I probably could have played... When you draw a non-weakness treachery card, and I should have played this, and I could have canceled that, but I think I might just use it for something else that might be a little bit more damaging. So, all right, so he does have, that's going to be a 3 shroud. I have a 5, I have a 6, so I am a +3. I will spend the resource to go ahead and make myself a +4. Yeah, let's just do it. All right. All right, that's 1 success. We're just going to leave the resource in there because we're going to say I did it again because I would have gained a resource because of the one dude. Oh, sweetness. So I get to draw a card because of that. And it was a success again, so
nice.
We'll just leave the resource in there and say I spent it. And we'll see if we can get the last one. Insta fail. That sucks. Darn it.
So you got 2 of them.
I got 2 of them.
Okay.
That's good. Okay. And, all right, that would be it for me. So now we're going to go into the enemy phase. There are no more enemies. We go into our thingy, which this goes away now. And I do gain a resource. And I gain another card. Carmen, do the same thing.
That should have gone away the first time you got a clue.
Oh, the first time?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it didn't end up mattering. All right, I ended up drawing my weakness, which is a Silver Twilight Alkalite. So, oh God, we have definitely got to kill her. If we don't kill her, she'll place Doom onto here.
Ugh.
Yes, so she goes into my area, which I should be able to kill her with my knife. So don't sweat it.
Okay.
All right, so that would be it for that. Now we're going to place a Doom up here, and hopefully we don't get anything else stupid because I've already got her. All right, Ancient Omen. All right, this is why I did not play this on the last one. Now we're going to play it. So it is a 1. We're going to spend 1 resource. And we're going to cancel this out. So we are not going to place 1 Doom onto the agenda. So we'll discard that. And we'll discard that as well. Carmen, what did you get?
It was a colossal and nameless blasphemy with glaring red eyes, and it held in its bony claws a thing that had been a man, gnawing at the head as a child nibbles at a stick of candy.
That's hilarious. I love it. Okay, so why don't we just keep it on me? I'm going to try to take care of her, and then I'm going to also try to take care of this last clue here, and then I'll meet you in the hallway, okay? So if this all works out, I'll see you in the hallway on my 3rd action. All right, so first off, let's try to take care of her. First thing we need to do is we need to use our knife. So it says knife, I get +1 to this fight. Discard the knife, you get +2 to the fight. I think I might actually discard it. Goodness. I haven't... So I would get 2. I'm already at 2, so that would put me at 4. Plus I've got him, but I would almost like to save him from whenever we're going to fight the big guy. You'll see the big guy. So I am going to discard it to get the +2. And that will also make it a +1 damage as well. She does have 3 health, which does stink. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult for me to be able to try to defeat her now that I realize it. Oh, you know what I will do? I'm going to play this one right here. Fast. Play only during your turn. Until the end of your round, you may use lore in place of attack. Ooh, so if I wanted to, I could use lore instead, which means I would have a 6. Plus, I could do that to be able to fight her. But once again, that would take all of my actions. I think, technically, though, wouldn't that still do a +1 damage? Even if I...
Why is it taking all of your actions?
Well, because I wouldn't get the bonus +1 unless because the knife says discard knife, you get +2 strength for this attack. This attack deals +1 damage. So I feel like as long as I still discard this, I still get the +1 damage, right? Would you agree?
Wait, no.
Why?
I mean, if you're using it, you're using it. And that's your action.
I'm discarding the knife, though. For the +1 damage is what I'm saying. But, okay, let me walk you through this again. I'm going to use Mind Over Matter. This is going to allow me to use Lore in place of either Strength or Evade, okay?
Uh-huh.
So can I still discard this, though, to get the +1 damage? Or is that only effective if I'm using Strength? So here's what we'll do.
I think it's only effective if you're using Strength.
We're still going to discard it, so we'll use... So that's 2. And then 3, 4, and 5, 6. Okay. So that would be 6. And we'll see if we can get a couple of hits on her. Yep. So that's 2 damage on her. Now, what I'm going to do is use this time, and then that's going to cost me 1 resource. And now it's going to allow me to use my Lore in place of
Were you supposed to draw
Strength.
a card?
Did it have that on there? Yeah, I should have drawn a card. You're right. Thank you. All right, so now I'm going to use Lore in place. So, and then I will... I don't need to do that, I don't think, because I'm at 6 already. She's only a 2, so I'm a +4. Yeah, so let's... Yep, all right, so she's dead. Good. Yeah, we don't need her advancing that at all. So, all right, so now my last action, I am going to try to do the attic here and try to get our last thingy off here. So I'm a 5, I am a 6. I am not going to spend. I'm just going to see if I can try to get this. So
you're investigating to get the last clue. Do the attic to get the thingy.
+1. All right. And that does give me a resource. All right, so that's all 3 of my actions. So now we'll go to Carmen. She's got to try to take care of her little ghoul minion.
Gee.
All right, first I gotta take care of this guy. Sheesh. I feel like I have terrible luck this game.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna spend my resource to get the +1. So that gives me
You're
2.
3,
I'm at
4,
5.
5. Yep.
And
So there you
he's
go.
2. Okay.
And you got him.
Got him.
Good job. So he's dead.
Bye bye.
All right. So that was only 1 action.
Okay.
So what else are you thinking about doing? You want to spend your emergency catch and get your resources?
I don't know. I really want to draw cards.
Well, what I was going to say is you could try to get your pistol into play if you do. Which that would be good.
Oh.
Because we're about to go into the final fight here in just a minute.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that. So.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just throwing out ideas. I don't want you to.
No,
just
I mean, I thought of that because the thing is that the machete only deals +1 damage if the enemy is engaged with you. So, in order to hit him when I'm not engaged, I'm gonna have to use the
the pistol.
I will do that.
So I'm just gonna leave those in, and then if you just want to give me 1 more, then you can put your pistol into play, and then I think 3 charges or 4 charges go on it, right?
Yes.
So 4 or 3.
4.
Okay. So all right. And then that's it for you, right?
That's
okay,
it.
so we would go into the monster phase, which there are no monsters.
No enemies.
Now we each will get a resource.
Sweet.
And we'll each draw a card. Okay.
Nice.
Now we're going to the mythos, which means we have 5 doom markers now on the tracker.
Uh-oh.
You gained yours, I gained mine, and I think you just put another one on, didn't you?
Place 1 doom. Yep.
Yep, so that means 6 doom markers are now on
I'm
here.
scared.
So,
This isn't good.
yeah, it's getting there, isn't it?
Good.
All right, and then for me, I have to test my evade. For each point I fail by, I take a damage. I do not have a whole lot of evade, unfortunately.
I do. Do you need?
Do you have a 2?
I do. I have manual.
Unfortunately, you're not in my room because you like to just hang out back.
Hi, I'm over here by myself.
Well, the scary part is, dear, if I fail this miserably, my character will die. So, this is not good in the slightest. And so I am going to just discard this. This will add at least 1 point to it. And I'm going to be at a 3 now for my evade, but that's the best I can do right now. So hopefully I don't fail too miserably. If I do, I'm in trouble. Okay.
Sweet.
So this would say if there were ghouls out, which there are no ghouls,
Yep.
We would subtract 1 for each ghoul. So I took 0 damage. Thank goodness. That was scary. All right. So now we go back to our actions. Let's think about what we want to do. You know, I have been failing to use this book. I mean, I could be healed all the way up, and I've been just so stupid forgetting. So I'm going to do that right now. So choose an investigator. I will choose myself. If I succeed, I will heal 1 damage. If I fail, I'll deal 1 damage. So it's only a 2. I'm at a 5. I'm at a 6. So I'm going to try to heal myself 1 so we don't run into that situation again where I could have possibly have died. And wow! Jiminy Cricket, I have been so lucky with that stupid thing. Oh, fantastic. So I also get to heal 1. So that was 1 action. For my second action, I think I'm just going to move down into the hallway with you. If you could move me down there, that'd be great. Thank you. My third action, this is interesting. I would have liked to have maybe have put this in there, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to do the old book of lore this time. So we're going to spend 3 resources. And we're going to put this into play. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to use her ability, which does say that I can use one of my tome abilities once. And we are going to use this one here. So what this says is that exhaust old book of lore. Choose an investigator at your location. That investigator searches the top 3 cards of his or her deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles the remaining cards into his or her deck. Carmen, I'm going to choose you, Pikachu, to draw 3 cards, take a look, choose one. Now, I'm going to turn the camera off. She seems happy, so I think she got...
I got the 3 best cards possible.
She got her guy. That's what I was actually aiming for, was hopefully that she'd get him. This is a grand one as well, too. Boy, that's a tough decision you're going to have to make.
Do I have to shuffle them in?
You will have to shuffle the other 2 you don't choose. So we're going to do that off camera and let her choose, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, here are the cards I have to choose between, and it's a really tough choice because, I mean, emergency cash is always very helpful. Unexpected courage is awesome because it gives you 2 to apply to any skill test, but I've had this guy before. He's really good. He gives you an additional action during your turn. And
most importantly, it gives you 2 health and 2 sanity.
And 2 health and 2 sanity. And I just don't know if I can survive without his extra health and sanity, to tell you the truth.
So you're going to put those 2 back in. Okay, so then you get to draw him. You actually get to put him there. So that didn't cost you an action.
Yeah, okay. And then I get 3 actions, and I think I'm just going to take resources because I've still got this to take care of. And he costs 6. So... yeah. Okay. 3 actions, 3 resources.
So I shuffled your deck for you.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, and then that's all your actions, right?
Yeah.
So now we're going to go into the monster phase, which nothing's happening there.
Wait.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. We need to do this. We need to advance it, don't we?
Yeah.
I've got all the clues we need. Let's advance our act. So, ready?
Mm-hmm. Using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking the passage to the parlor has been vanished. Reveal the parlor.
Hello, I'm the parlor.
Okay. And then it says to put the set-aside Lita Chandler into play in the parlor. And spawn the set-aside ghoul priest in the hallway. Alright, so one thing that is interesting about the parlor is that we can choose to resign, run out the front door, fleeing in panic, and the parlor actually tells us that we can parlay with Lita Chandler in order to get her as an ally.
An ally, which I am very good at that. So,
and then let's take a look at this.
This is the bad guy.
This is the bad guy, the ghoul priest. This is what I've been scared of. He's got...
for a skill test of 4 and 10 health.
10 health.
Yeah.
10 health. He preys on the highest, which is me.
Yep.
Which has, what is that? The highest strength.
This highest strength.
And then he is also retaliate, which means if I miss him, he hits me for 2 and 2. That is really bad.
So we're on Act 3, if you want to read that.
What have you done? A woman with a torch stands in your parlor, a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious.
Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you, and a creature wearing robes and a deer skull mask tears through the wall, advancing toward you. Our objective is to defeat the ghoul priest. Yep. All right.
And then, so just keep the camera rolling.
Yeah.
All right, so he's there, she's there. Now we will go into the enemy phase, which technically means he would trigger. You do realize that, right? We should have waited, I think, until...
What is he going to do?
Well, he going to go after you and he going to beat on you now is what he's going to do. So he is going to engage with you, unfortunately. So he is engaged with you now, and he is going to hit you for 2 health and 2 sanity.
Dang it.
You can... Yeah, unfortunately, that really sucks big time.
Do I not have a way to get away from him?
Well, I thought you had your one thing. What did that do?
It's play only during your turn.
Yep. So unfortunately, you're going to take 2 wounds and also 2 sanity. So yeah, our timing was off on that. We should have waited till after the Mythos phase, like we always do. Okay, that's all right. So now what we're going to do is yeah. Why did we do that? We should have waited till after the Mythos phase.
It was because I was thinking you have to do it on your turn, but I could have done it at the beginning of my turn.
And that threw me totally off. I don't know why. Anyway, so, okay, so that's taken care of, and now we are going to go into our phase, which means we each get a resource. So I'll give you yours, and we each get to draw a card. Now, we are going to go into the Mythos phase, which, Carmen?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and then unfortunately... So here's what happens. First off, look up here, sweetheart. So 7 tokens are on there when we advance this. So this does now advance this. All right, you ready? Go ahead and read that.
Oh my goodness. All right. A feral beast, roughly humanoid, with a canine cast and hooves for feet, tears through the ground in front of you. Below the floor, you can see vast tunnels beneath your house. Fiendish howling echoes from deep within the underground caverns. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a ghoul enemy is discarded. The lead investigator draws that enemy. Oh, lovely.
You do realize how badly we messed up by advancing this before the Mythos, because now you are engaged, which means now you can't get your guy into play.
I can use my elusive.
All right. So you're gonna basically just take the first ghoul we flip, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh, it's a good one too. That's great. You got the Ravenous.
Lowest remaining health. Is that you?
That would be me. I'm down to 4.
He's gonna come after you then.
Yeah, well, he's with you right now, unfortunately, so. All right.
No, I draw him. What does that mean?
Okay, so if you draw him, that means he engages with you immediately, unfortunately.
All right.
All right.
Oh, boy.
And then with mine, it's an Ancient Evil, and I actually advanced the, just put a track.
This is the toughest game we've played so far.
Truthfully, Carmen, it all goes back. We should not have advanced until after the Mythos. We really, really, really screwed the pooch because of that. That was stupid of us. All right. So you've read all the back of this, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you need to read the front of this one because this is the last one that we have to get through.
They're getting out! You hear a crazed howl outside. You need to howl. And suddenly all creatures turn their attention to that sound. They rush to escape the house, breaking down doors and clawing at everything in their way.
All right.
Okay, so at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves 1 location toward the parlor. They're all engaged with me, though, at the moment.
But read the next one.
Forced. At the end of the round, place 1 doom on this agenda for each ghoul enemy in the hallway or parlor.
Yeah, so we're going to be placing 4 on here each round because you've got 3 on you.
I will kill them.
I know.
Will kill them. Okay.
I'm just telling you, it's a big, big, big issue right now.
Yes, it's a big issue right now.
Yeah, we should have waited till after the Mythos. That's what we always do. I don't know why. Okay. So I probably should go first because I need to get Lita Chandler. Well, we did a bad, bad, bad thing. This is what happens when you do things out of order. Right off the bat, I'm going to use my old book of lore. I'm going to exhaust it. Carmen, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose one to keep. Discard the other 2. Shuffle them back into your deck. Hopefully you got something
really
worthwhile.
good.
Good. I'm going to let you think about that. Now, that was not an action. I'm going to use her ability. That allows me to do it for free. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into the parlor, and I'm going to try to parlay with Lita Chandler, okay? So it is a 4, so I have to beat a 4. I am at a 5. I am at a 6. I will use that for a 7. I will discard this for 8, 9. So I should be successful to be able to parlay with her. So let's see if I am. And I am. So now we have Lita Chandler, which means I do lose him, but that's okay. I don't really need him anymore. He's served his purpose, okay? So here's what Lita Chandler does. While you control Lita Chandler, she gains, each investigator at your location gets +1 attack on their strength, Plus, when an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster enemy, that investigator deals +1 damage. This is a big, big, big deal. This is what we needed. All right, so for my last action, Carmen, should I move back into your room? You're planning on attacking, right?
Yeah, go ahead and move back in.
Okay, I think that we can make our final stand right here in the hallway and try to just make this happen, okay? All right, so that's it for me. That was all 3 of my actions. We'll send it over to Carmen.
All right, let's start fighting these ghouls. Jeez. I will fight the ravenous ghoul first, I guess. He's a 3. I'm a 3. And then I'm going to use my automatic. Right? Is that what that is? Yeah.
I don't think you need to, do you? You could probably just use the machete.
No, I can't.
Why? Oh, he's not by himself, right?
Yeah, it's the machete gives you +1 damage if the attacked enemy is the only enemy engaged with you.
That stinks.
So I use this. I mean, that's what it's for. I get +1, so that gives me now a 5 because the Lita Chandler's giving me +1. So
yep,
that's a 5.
Lita Chandler will also do bonus +1 damage as well. So
I will go ahead. Let's just do this. 6.
Yeah. So you're at 6.
I'm at 6.
And he's at a 3, right? All right.
Should I do more? I don't have any more. All right.
It's making me nervous. So you are -1 is the number of ghouls. So you're -3, which means you are successful. Thank goodness.
Oh,
So
barely.
That did kill him.
Yes.
So that's 1 down. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that was barely. Okay, so you're going to do it again to this guy, right? Are you going to use your pistol again? You don't necessarily have to because you could use the machete this time because Lita will give you the bonus +1 damage.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that gives me +1, +2. I'm at 5
And you counted
at the
her?
moment. Yes.
Okay.
I'm at 5. Now I could, if I spent another resource.
Yep.
Do I want to spend another resource?
Absolutely.
All right.
You're fine.
I'm
You're
at
fine.
6.
Yep. The only thing you could fail at is if you draw the insta-fail. That's the only... Bam. There you go. Now he's dead.
Okay.
All right. You've got just 1 action left to go.
One action
you've got
left.
1 guy engaged with you. You're rocking and rolling, hon.
Oh, man. So for my 1 action, should I attack the ghoul priest?
You're on a roll. I would say attack him, and let's get this guy... Let's start beating the crap out of him. You've got... If you look over, show him the dodge card. So...
Yeah, I have
plus
this.
you got Vicious Blow. What's that do?
I have this play when an enemy attacks an investigator, cancel that attack. This Vicious Blow, I was actually going to say I should probably use it now. If this skill test is successful during an attack, that attack deals +1 damage.
There you go. That's exactly what we need. So we could do 4 damage to him right here in 1 attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this. So that gives you use a resource for your punching bag.
So
and I hope you guys don't think I'm trying to...
These 2, that gives me +2.
Yeah, don't think I'm talking and taking her action. I just want to make sure she doesn't forget anything.
That gives me
So 1,
+3.
3.
Tim's gives with Lita Chandler.
That's
that gives
+4.
me +4.
And then
I already have a 3, so that's a 7.
So 7. So I am going to discard Daisy's tote bag to give you 1 more additional. So that's going to put you at 8.
That's at 8.
So the only way that you could fail is if you draw the instant fail.
I hate that.
I know.
Because we put everything into it.
Well, but I did that because this is a bigger attack with the vicious blow, and you are successful. So very good. All right.
That was scary.
Yeah, that was just a -1. So that's 4 damage on him, and that was your last
goes away.
action. Okay. So now we are going to go to the monster phase. So he is going to attack you. So he preys on whoever has the highest strength. That is you. Carmen's going to play her dodge.
Fast. Play when an enemy attacks you. So that cost me 1 resource.
Good job. Go ahead and discard that. All right. Now we are going to ours, which means we both get a resource. And I get 1. And Carmen, do not forget, you do have to finish paying off your medical debts. That's very important. Draw a card, Boo, or Honey, whatever your name is. Now we each...
First aid.
We're going to put 2 Doom on the track because there is 1 Ghoul in play, plus we always put 1 on anyways. And it looks like Carmen's putting another one on.
Oh my goodness.
That stinks. Okay, so that will put an additional Doom on, so we're at 4.
We are running out of time.
It's got to get to 10, so we're going to kill him hopefully this round is what we're aiming for. So, all right, let us collect our thoughts. We're going to come back and we're going to see if we can finish this guy. All right, so I'm going to go first, and I'm going to see if I could try to kill this ghoul that I drew off of the encounter deck. He has skill test of 2, and then he has 2 health. So I don't have anything down here to help me with, unfortunately. So I do have 2, and then she gives me a bonus 1, so I am at a 3. So basically, I'm a +1 at the moment. And I did fail. Now, he does not have retaliate, so he doesn't hurt me. So I'm going to do it again. A -3. I failed again.
Oh, my.
I'm going to go again. -1. So I got him that time. So that's good. Okay, so he's dead. Now, I'm going to, for my free action... For her, because it is a tome, I'm going to activate my old book of lore, let you draw 3 cards, and try to choose one, and hopefully we get something good to help us try to finish this guy off this round. Whew.
Okay. He's got 6 health left. I could hit him twice, and that could be it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think it's going to have to be.
First, I'm going to have to put these 2 resources on before I forget.
Your medical debts, yeah. Let's get that done.
Gone. Gone,
I
gone,
paid off all my
gone.
medical debts.
Okay. Let's do this.
The scary part is the retaliate. The fact that he'll hit you back if you fail.
Okay, so what am I using? Am I using my machete? It doesn't matter,
I don't think
does
it matters, does it?
No. Okay, so I get +1 for that. I get +1 for that.
Spend the resource.
And then I will use... This is the one that I drew. I'll use the fist from that. So that's 3.
That's 3. Lita gives you 1, so that's 4.
And then I will
5, 6, 7.
7.
There you go.
All right, let's do this.
All right. That is a success.
Yes.
So that's 3 more damage on him.
Wah.
All right. You got 2 chances to do the damage. So we'll just do the exact same setup. There's your resource
Exact
spent.
same setup. Here's the card that I'm going to discard.
And then I accidentally threw your resource in the bag. So, all right. Come on, Carmen. Ah, yes! Yes!
You are dead, buddy.
Oh my
dead,
God.
dead, and gone.
That was so scary. I did not think we were going to make it. Good job, Carmen. All right, let's go to the end, and we'll show you what happens next.
When the robed creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back into the ground, and the chaos of the house quiets. But the stranger in your parlor doesn't seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set to trap the ghouls within. She raises her torch. Now we must take more direct measures and burn this hell pit to the ground. The lead investigator must decide. Choose one. It was never much of a home. Burn it down. Or, this hell pit is my home. No way are we burning it. This hell pit is my home. No way.
Is that R2?
Yes, that is R2.
So let me have this. Let me show you guys what R2 is. We'll slide it over to here. All right, this is our resolution 2. All right, right here. You refuse to follow the overzealous woman's order and kick her out of your home for fear that she will set it ablaze without your permission. Fools! You are making a grave mistake, she warns. You do not understand the threat that lurks below, the grave danger we are all in. Still shaken by the night events, you decide to hear the woman out. Perhaps she can shed some light on these bizarre events, but she doesn't seem to trust you very much. All right, so we've got a campaign log. It's on the back here. But I've actually made a copy of it over here. So Carmen, if you want to take that paper, and here is a pencil. All right. In your campaign log, record that your house is still standing.
Yes.
The lead investigator earns 1 experience as he or she refuses to let the night's event destroy his or her life.
Yay.
You didn't let her destroy your house. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in their victory display. Remember to add eligible locations to the victory display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus experience as he or she gains insights into the hidden worlds of the mythos. So, if we look at our experience, we've got 2, we've got 3. See the little victories here? So we fully explored this location, so we get 1 victory point. We killed him, that's 2, and then we get a bonus 1 here. And then I searched through here, I didn't see any more. So yeah, that's it. So that would be 4, and then 5, 6 for me, and then 7 for you. Experience. For you. So what is experience, guys? I will show you. Let's look at the other deck of cards here. Notice how they got like a little dot there. See that white dot that's there? So that means that costs 1 experience point if you want to upgrade your deck and put it in. Because if you notice, we start out with 0 cards with any dots on them. So, yeah, I said that right, I think. All right. So we have successfully defeated that campaign. So there's everything on our sheet to show our progress so far. And what we are going to do now is go into our conclusion and talk about what we think of this game. Yeah, that was a little bit more exciting than it needed to be because we practiced this several times, so we already knew kind of what was going to happen in this first scenario, okay? We knew the big guy was coming. We knew all that. Why in the world did we do things out of order? We know you wait till after the mythos phase. That gives us a free attack on him before he comes after us.
I was panicking. I don't know.
We just had him, but I should have caught you, though, too. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's my fault just as much. It's not you.
He got a free attack on my character.
Oh, yeah. And that really just threw us through a loop. We panicked a little bit.
We should have waited until after the enemy phase. You can move on at any time on your turn.
Yeah, we should have just waited. It's no big deal, though. We still were successful. We got it all taken care of. We just made it a little bit more difficult than it really needed to be. So, all right, let's talk about this, the game, the little setup that we just did, and then we're going to go into our opinion of what we think of this game, because we have played it enough. Now, mind you, we've not played anything at all of the next 2 scenarios, and we do plan on filming both of those as well.
So this review is based on the first scenario.
Yeah. So real quick about this game, what's interesting is that, I played the character that I felt like was best built towards trying to obtain clues. That was the whole goal here. Now, unfortunately, Carmen did want to be a different character. You wanted to be, what's his face?
Roland.
Yeah, she sees him rolling. She hates.
Now, Roland has more fight than this guy, strength.
And we thought, I'm good at clues, you're good at fight, that'd be a good balance. This game does not come with enough cards to put those 2 characters together, though. So that was the downside.
Right. So I had to switch over to Skids. But it was all good because he gets the green cards, whatever those are, and those are pretty cool.
It all worked out, didn't it? It really did.
I really wanted to use that ally, though, that I And I just ended up not having the resources for it because of that medical
We would have been better off for you to take that unexpected courage card instead of him. And we talked about it after the fact, but we just didn't...
I actually said that. I actually said, I'm not going to have the resources to use this ally.
Well, you had the resources. It's just that we did things out of order then, and then all of a sudden you're engaged with all these monsters.
Right.
And that's what threw it all out of
Tim was like, well, if you just take 3 actions to take resources, then you'll have the resources. And it just didn't work.
It all fell apart. But, you know, it all worked out.
But it did.
Yeah, it really did. And we worked to our strengths of our characters, and that's what you got to do. Don't try to do anything that your character's just not good at. Right. Stick to what you're good at. But, of course...
Bashing monsters!
We're talking about the first scenario here, so I have no idea what's waiting for us in the next 2. So everything I'm saying right now and all confidently is probably going to change just dramatically here in just soon. So let's talk a little bit of our opinion of the game. Now, a lot of times I talk first, and I talk a lot, as you can tell, and I steal your thunder. So by all means, Carmen, the floor is yours.
All right. Well,
I'm almost nervous to say this because this is really unusual for me. I'd have to say I like it better than Eldritch Horror. I think I like this better than any living card game we've played. And the reason is that it's a natural story. As you're playing the game, you are actually playing through the story, and I feel that strongly with this game, more strongly than any other game we've played. In Eldritch Horror, when you move from location to location, I just don't feel like you really have a good reason for it. In this game, moving from location to location makes sense with the storyline. I really am blown away with this game. I love it. I love it so much. It's like playing an choose your own adventure book. It's like playing through that, but then you've also got the role playing and the game itself more than in any other game. So that's basically it. It's natural moving through it. You've got the storyline, and that each card has the flavor text that you just don't skip that. That really adds to the game.
Well, that just changes everything I was about to say. I was expecting to have a few negatives and positives, but I mean, after you said that, I mean, I did not expect that. That really just caught me 100% off guard.
I couldn't use that character that I wanted to use, but other than that, I mean...
Is that your only downside then?
Yeah, that's it. And I like this guy, so it's just kind of evened out. I really don't mind.
I had some things to say, but ultimately I don't really care anymore, because if she likes it that much, I'm just going to say this is obviously a good game, and I'm going to buy the blank out of it because...
The blank?
Because, I mean, geez, if you're actually going to sit down and play it with me, I mean, I did not expect that. I'm a little tongue-tied, and
there are other adventure card games that I feel like just aren't up to par with this one, you know? I'm thinking of, like, 3 that we've played that I gave good reviews to. I mean, I enjoyed them, but this is just better.
That's all that needs to be said, man. I mean, I have nothing more to add to it, okay? She hit it right on the head. It's full of theme. It's full of a lot of great, cool decisions. And now we get to go into trying to custom build our decks and upgrade our cards, which is even more exciting. Yeah. So I have nothing negative to say other than, prepare that once you get into it that you will spend money. Other than that, hey, get into it, have fun, and that's...
And about the spending the money, it's, like I said... I feel like you're going through a story in this one, and I spend a lot on books. I spend a lot of money on books, so I think it just depends on what's important.
You already had me convinced to buy more. Look, you're just piling more. Look, this is giving me like the green light that I can go and buy games, man. I mean, this is like great. And even though this was sent, I've already got pre-ordered like that werewolf-looking guy. And then I know there's another one that's coming out. Then we have the Dunwich story or whatever. So there's a lot coming out for it. So sounds like we'll have plenty of stuff to do.
Tim mentioned some people might want to buy 2 copies of the game so that they can use any characters that they would like to use. I don't think you want to do that. I think just make the game a little bit more challenging by not buying 2 copies.
Well, one thing I didn't tell you either is that if you do buy 2 copies, then you can play with 4 players though too. If you wanted to. So that's something I failed to mention. So.
You could play with more players.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, you could play with.
Then I could use the character I wanted.
Yeah. But hey, that's water under the bridge, man. We're all happy, positive thoughts here. So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Listen, if we did anything wrong, leave your comments below because we do plan on filming the second scenario, hopefully next week. And then we'll have that available for you guys for viewing as well. So leave your comments, help us correct any errors we made so that we can make sure the next video is pristine. So anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
That's it.
Bam. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.